wherever you may be and however you may be listening, live in Los Angeles, iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, FS1. It is great to have you here today, tonight. Perhaps the NFL game of the year, the LA Chargers, nobody's team. San Diego doesn't want him. LA doesn't appear to be interested. Against everybody's new favorite team in the league, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Joy Taylor is joining me. How are you, Joy?
I'm great. Good morning.
This will be fun tonight.
It is.
We both love the NFL, and this is one of those games over the last month we've been waiting for. Let's now review Patrick Mahomes' two biggest games this year. New England, man, he was snazzy, flying all over the place and making throws all over the place, and had two really bad picks and lost. All right, let's go to his next big game against the Rams. He was throwing that ball all over the place, he was making plays. He had 3 picks, 2 fumbles, and lost. 2 games, 2 biggest games, 7 turnovers, lost. And I hear nothing but hype, affection, and love. I know he throws no-look passes. Call me nutty. I like my quarterbacks to look where they throw. In both those games, by the way, against Tom Brady and Goff, he had more yards. He had more highlights. He had more touchdown passes. Yet nobody seemed to mention. He was a big part of why they lost. He had 7 turnovers. It's interesting that Andrew Luck, who had a GM so bad he was fired and a coach so bad he was fired, and had 2 Pro Bowlers and went 11-5, 11-5, 11-5, and got to the AFC Championship game where he was overwhelmed in Foxborough. Of course he was. New England had the better team. And all I heard was, hey, throws too many interceptions. That's the worst team that's ever gotten to a conference championship, that 11-5 Colts team. Patrick Mahomes, who I'm not sure is going to get to the AFC Championship, has Andy Reid, who, yes, is going to get probably 1 Super Bowl, voted to the Hall of Fame, an absolutely ridiculously gifted offensive roster. Eric Berry, by the way, one of the top 5 athletes in the league. The Gronk stopper will be coming back for Kansas City tonight. Why is that? Why is Andrew Luck, with no support, a bad GM, a terrible coach, get heat despite amazing win-loss records and accomplishments, and Patrick Mahomes is crickets? Why? Because one guy is a headband and another guy is a neckbeard. One guy is fun and flashy. One guy's got a flip phone. One guy's got a little nightclub. One guy has a book club. One guy's cool. One guy's not. One guy's no look. Andrew Luck's always look. That's what we keep doing. Falling for the flashy. I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes isn't really good. He's not Andrew Luck. He's not Andrew Luck. By the way, Andrew Luck entered the league replacing somebody we all loved, Peyton Manning. We didn't want to like him to begin with, and he went to Stanford. Stanford. Stanford's where rich kids. Stanford, oh. Replacing Peyton Manning, y'all. Peyton Manning eats Oreos and sub sandwiches and drives a Buick. And Patrick Mahomes replaced the likable but incredibly boring Alex Smith, who could never throw for 2 touchdown passes in a single game. This is what we do. In the big games versus good teams this year, New England, the Rams, and Baltimore last week, Patrick Mahomes has had 8 turnovers. Not a word. Andrew Luck took a team with 2 Pro Bowlers, one of them a kicker. Bad GM, bad coach, running for his life, really no help in the running game or defense, to the AFC Championship. And we just kept crushing him because he threw interceptions. Let me just ask you, if Mahomes tonight loses, and he shouldn't, Eric Berry is back, and oh, by the way, the Chargers don't have their top 2 running backs available, so they're going to be completely one-dimensional. Kansas City should win. They're at home. Biggest game in Kansas City in 20 years. What are we going to say tomorrow on the show? Well, I mean, he is amazing, and he didn't look multiple times, and let's just try to hold everybody to the same level. Andrew Luck, with far less, to this point, had done far more. Far more. I do like Kansas City in this game because Kansas City comes in at home, Eric Berry, biggest game in a long time, a ton to play for, and the Chargers don't have a home, are seemingly playing every game on the road, and don't have one of the great running backs in the NFL available or his backup. Let me move to this story. This is interesting. Everybody today's talking about that team, baby dinosaurs. Oh, my God, Canada rocks, doesn't it? Toronto went to Oakland last night and beat the you-know-what out of the Warriors by 20. That is incredible. And here's what's amazing. Serge Ibaka and Kyle Lowry and Danny Green led them. And guess what? Who wasn't there? Kawhi Leonard wasn't there. And he won by 20? That is so bizarre. Oh, actually, it's not bizarre at all. They're 7-1 without Kawhi. And they've won their last 6 games that Kawhi didn't play. And the San Antonio Spurs made the playoffs when Kawhi Leonard wasn't around. Kawhi Leonard's odd. And in sports and in life, you become your personality. He's one of the strangest players ever. His career averages on assists is bizarre. It's 2 assists a game. Shaq averaged more assists per game. Shaq, who when you dumped the ball on him, became a human, 7'2", 330-pound bulldozer, and didn't have teammates. Shaq averaged more assists than Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard doesn't talk, nor does Kawhi Leonard pass. And it is not a coincidence that the 2 greatest communicators in NBA history, Magic Johnson and LeBron James, are, in my opinion, the 2 greatest big man passers ever. Probably the 2 best passers ever. That's not a coincidence. Basketball now is about verbal, communicating, recruiting, leadership. You ever notice that LeBron James, and you kept telling me 3 years ago Kawhi was the next LeBron, he's the opposite of LeBron. He never passes and he never talks. LeBron is incredibly functional. Kawhi's bizarrely dysfunctional. Okay, the laugh creeps me out. Let's move on. But I know he plays good defense, but it's 2018. Does it really matter? How good a defense can you play when you can't hand check, can't put a body on anybody, and it's a cardio game? Odd guys become odd players. And when the Spurs, at Kawhi's peak, they did an analytic on him, and he was only making the team 1.2 points better than when he was off the floor and on the bench. Kawhi's never going to be LeBron. Kawhi doesn't share the same sort of DNA of LeBron. I mean, just think about this. LeBron is as functional a leader as the league has. He's as functional a communicator as the league has. He's as functional a recruiter as the league has. He's as functional a floor general as the NBA has. He has a unique handshake with virtually every star in the league. Kawhi is just simply gifted. He is not a lead dog. Toronto is 7-1 without him, 6-0 in their last 6. Spurs made the playoffs without him. He is simply gifted. And in every junior high in America, and in virtually every high school in America, there is a gifted kid. He's a little different. He never dates the cute girl. He's never the quarterback. He's never the most popular, but he's gifted. He's gifted. He is, but gifted is not what the NBA is just about. What separates LeBron and even great talents like Kawhi is the ability to pass and lead and talk and communicate and recruit. That is the NBA today. The connectivity. Steph Curry recruits, talks, funny, verbal, leads. I talked about Kevin Durant yesterday. That's why LeBron and Steph are the 2 most important players in this league. LeBron's not the most offensively gifted, and Steph's not the most physically gifted. But when I hear Kawhi Leonard's going to be LeBron, He's the opposite of LeBron. Teams often flourish without him. He'll never recruit. He doesn't communicate. He doesn't pass. He is simply, and this is a cool thing too, gifted. But gifted doesn't win rings. Magic does. Steph does. LeBron does. D. Wade does. What do they have in common? They talk. They communicate. They recruit. The Raptors beat the NBA champs by 20 on the road without Kawhi Leonard.
Told you about those baby dinosaurs.
And it's not even strange. This has become their pattern and his pattern. Still don't buy the baby dinosaurs. God, what a disaster that would be for the network that has the NBA if Toronto is in the finals, because Canadian viewers don't count on our ratings. So you'd have to pray that everybody in America falls in love with the baby dinosaurs.
I think people will still watch.
Right.
I mean, it's going to be the baby dinosaurs versus the Warriors.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's right. If it's the baby dinosaurs against the Warriors, then you got viewers.
Or maybe the Lakers.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. It'd be fun, but a man can dream. But coming up next, speaking of the Lakers, we have Doug Gottlieb on today, Greg Cosell, top of next hour, the NFL meat sandwich. I think that if you play fantasy, if you bet, if you just love football and you like winning arguments, Greg Cosell in 45 minutes is the best listen on football in America. As good as anybody. Greg Jennings, Jim Jackson. Coming up next, Lord, do people realize how hard it is to coach these Lakers? The latest coming up next. Guys, the holiday season, it's here now. What is it, December 13th today? Okay, we're in the holiday season. Okay, you're booking, airports are getting busy. People forget, everybody's already scheduled their vacations. Time to treat yourself and everybody on your list to mind-blowing comfort, Tommy John. The revolutionary clothing company that's redefining comfort for men and women. Yep, women's line now too. Most comfortable on the planet. And they're always innovating. The stay-up dress socks, the stay tucked-in dress shirt, engineering new things, finding new fabrics, work with you, not against you. Right now, never done this before, limited edition holiday gifts and daily deals. So there's something for everybody on your list. Naughty or nice. Give the gift of mind-blowing comfort this holiday season with the limited edition holiday gifts from Tommy John. And get 20% off your first order. All you have to do is put in the promo code HERD, H-E-R-D. TommyJohn.com, enter the code HERD for 20% off. I wear it, and I've been wearing it for years.